Hold on to your hats, petrolheads. The European Union has been at it again. This time they've cooked up a new regulation that's bound to ruffle some feathers. From July 7, 2024, all new cars sold in the EU must be fitted with something called Intelligent Speed Assistance, or ISA for short. Now, before you start picturing some Orwellian nightmare with robots taking over our cars, let's break down what this newfangled technology is all about. In a nutshell, ISA is like having a backseat driver who's obsessed with speed limits. It uses a combination of GPS, cameras, and road sign recognition to keep tabs on how fast you're going. Think of it as a digital chaperone for your right foot. The goal? To make our roads safer, of course, but is it really the answer? We'll delve into that later. For now, buckle up and get ready for a wild ride as we explore the ins and outs of Europe's latest automotive invention, ISA. So, how does this ISA thingamajig actually work? Well, picture this. You're cruising down the motorway, late for a very important meeting, perhaps with a certain someone who's always ranting about speed limits. Your car's ISA system is hard at work, using GPS to pinpoint your location and accessing a database of speed limits. Meanwhile, cameras mounted on your car are scanning the roadside for those familiar circular signs with numbers on them. And just in case you're trying to be sneaky and hide behind a lorry, the system can even recognize temporary speed limit signs. All this information is fed into the car's computer brain, which constantly compares your actual speed with the posted speed limit. Think of it as a digital guardian angel, albeit one that's obsessed with keeping your speed below a certain number. But what happens when you dare to exceed the limit? Let's just say you won't be getting away with it so easily anymore. Imagine you're running late for that important meeting, perhaps to pitch a new car show idea. You put your foot down, eager to make up for lost time. Suddenly, a symphony of beeps and flashing lights erupts from your dashboard. Your car's ISA system has sprung into action, alerting you that you've crossed the line, the speed limit line, that is. But ISA isn't content with just a gentle reminder. Oh no, this system means business. If you continue to ignore the warnings, the system will take matters into its own hands. And by hands, I mean throttle control. Yes, you heard that right. ISA can actually reduce your car's speed automatically, much like an overzealous driving instructor slamming on the imaginary brake pedal. The system might gently apply the brakes, cut off fuel to the engine, or even both. It's enough to give even the most seasoned speed demon a mild case of whiplash. But don't worry, you haven't completely surrendered control to the machines just yet. There's a way to silence those pesky beeps and reclaim your right to put your foot down. Now, before you start panicking about losing all control to some digital overlord, let me assure you that ISA isn't completely taking over your car. You can still override the system, albeit with a little bit of effort. Think of it as a safety feature, rather than a mandatory speed limiter. The idea is to make you more aware of your speed and encourage you to stay within the limits. How you disable ISA varies depending on the car manufacturer. Some cars have a button you can press to temporarily disable the system, while others require you to apply a bit more pressure on the accelerator pedal. It's like a little test of your commitment to exceeding the speed limit. But be warned, overriding the system might come with a few consequences. Some cars will bombard you with even louder beeps and flashing lights, while others might even record your disobedience in the car's computer, like a digital tattletale. The choice is yours. Submit to the digital overlords or live life on the edge, albeit slightly slower than you might prefer. As you can imagine, this whole ISA business has sparked quite the debate. On one side, you have the safety advocates, those who believe that ISA is the best thing since sliced bread, or perhaps airbags, when it comes to reducing accidents and saving lives.
They point to studies showing that ISA could prevent thousands of deaths and injuries on European roads each year. And let's be honest, who can argue with saving lives?
On the other side of the debate, you have the freedom fighters, those who see ISA as yet another example of Big Brother encroaching on our personal liberties.
They argue that drivers should be free to make their own decisions, even if those decisions involve exceeding the speed limit from time to time. They raise concerns about potential malfunctions, arguing that relying too heavily on technology could make drivers complacent and less attentive behind the wheel.
And let's not forget the potential for hackers to exploit vulnerabilities in the system, turning our cars into remote-controlled missiles. So is ISA a lifesaver or a liberty stealer? The debate rages on.
Love it or loathe it, ISA is here to stay. The European Union has spoken, and car manufacturers have no choice but to comply. In fact, many car makers have already started rolling out models equipped with ISA even before the July 7th deadline.
From humble hatchbacks to high-performance sports cars, ISA is becoming as ubiquitous as airbags and seatbelts. And why not? Car makers know that safety sells, and ISA gives them a shiny new badge to slap on their cars, proclaiming their commitment to keeping drivers safe and within the speed limit.
Of course, some car makers are embracing ISA more enthusiastically than others. Some see it as an opportunity to showcase their technological prowess, developing sophisticated systems that seamlessly integrate with other driver assistance features.
Others are taking a more minimalist approach, offering basic ISA systems that meet the minimum requirements. But regardless of their enthusiasm, one thing is for sure: ISA is here to stay, and it's only a matter of time before every new car on European roads is equipped with this speed-limiting technology.
Now I know what you're thinking. What about my beloved old banger? Will I have to fit it with this ISA contraption? Fear not, classic car enthusiasts. The new regulation only applies to new cars sold after July 7th, 2024. So if you're happy cruising around in your vintage sports car or your trusty old hatchback, you're safe. For now.
However, if you're in the market for a new car in the near future, you'll need to be prepared to embrace the world of ISA. It's just one of those things, like electric windows and parking sensors, that are becoming standard on modern cars.
But hey, maybe it's not all doom and gloom. Perhaps ISA will encourage you to appreciate the joy of a leisurely drive, taking in the scenery and enjoying the open road without the temptation to put your foot down.
Or maybe it will just give you another reason to hold on to your old car for as long as possible. Who knows? Maybe classic cars without ISA will become the next big thing.
So what does the future hold for ISA and the future of driving? Will we all be chauffeured around by autonomous vehicles, sipping lattes and reading the newspaper while our cars do all the work? It's certainly a possibility. ISA is just one piece of the puzzle when it comes to the development of self-driving cars. As technology advances, we can expect to see even more sophisticated driver assistance features that take over more and more of the driving tasks. But for now, ISA remains a relatively simple system designed to keep our speed in check. It's a stepping stone on the road to fully autonomous vehicles, but it's not quite the game changer that some people make it out to be. Whether ISA will ultimately make our roads safer or simply more restrictive remains to be seen. Only time will tell how this new technology will shape the future of driving. Well, there you have it, folks. ISA is here and it's not going anywhere anytime soon. Like it or loathe it, this speed-limiting technology is set to become a permanent fixture in our cars. Some will embrace it as a safety revolution, while others will curse it as yet another example of government overreach. But one thing's for sure, ISA will spark plenty of debate and discussion in the years to come. So buckle up, Buttercup, and get ready for a future where our cars are constantly reminding us to slow down. Whether that's a good or bad thing remains to be seen. Now that you've heard my take on this whole ISA business, it's time for you to weigh in. What do you think about this new speed-limiting technology? Is it a step in the right direction for road safety, or is it just another way for Big Brother to control our lives? Let me know your thoughts in the comments below. I'm always up for a good debate, especially when it involves cars and technology. So, don't be shy, share your opinions, and let's get this conversation started. As we hurtle towards a future dominated by technology, it's clear that the way we drive is changing. ISA is just one example of this shift, a sign of the times, if you will. Whether it's electric cars, autonomous vehicles, or speed-limiting systems like ISA, the automotive landscape is undergoing a radical transformation, and while change can be daunting, it also presents exciting opportunities for innovation and progress. So, let's embrace the future, even if it means our cars are constantly reminding us to slow down. After all, who knows what incredible automotive advancements lie ahead? Perhaps one day, we'll look back on ISA as a quaint relic of a bygone era, a time when humans still had to worry about such trivial matters as speed limits.